It's not just me. Other people are starting to wake the fuck up and realize that Eddie is a meme. He's a joke in the fitness industry. Coach Reg, in today's video, Eddie Abbew has gone too far, as if he hasn't already. I've been talking about this guy for several months. People think I'm jealous, envious, and so on. Yeah, as if I need his millions of dollars. As if he has that yet. And I've been calling the BS that I've seen on social media for years. Remember, more spews for more views. And so when he says, wake the cookbook up, and says, this is shit, y'all eat it up. It's funny. It's an old man. He's in his 60s. He's older than even Coach Greg, the gray beard. But this time, he's gone too far. And his latest post, of which everyone is talking about, and he's smart enough to know that when he says things that make absolutely no sense, that it's going to make him even more popular. And so in today's latest post, bread is sugar. Rice is sugar. Pasta is sugar. Fruit is sugar. Cereal is sugar. And so everything's sugar. And so, of course, the more ridiculous the post, the more comments you're going to get, the more likes, the more attention. All sugar isn't made equal, though, Eddie. Eddie's response, sugar is sugar, whatever the source. And remember, I've commented on multiple posts. Coach, you're just looking for drama. You're talking about Eddie for views. No, I'm trying to actually teach you about the nonsense that he's spewing. I've said, Eddie, it's different if you get your sugar from fruits than you do from other sources. Oh, he never said not to eat fruit. Fruit is sugar. And so do you really think it's going to do the same thing to your body? That it's all harmful, whether you eat sugar as a licorice or a jelly bean? Versus, for example, you're eating sugar from strawberries, blueberries, tomatoes, and grapes? I certainly hope not. And so imagine if you're a parent of a child and you're an Eddie Abbew supporter. I mean, who wouldn't be? What a great human being. And you're thinking, I want to be healthy. After all, Eddie has called out all the processed foods of the world. That's bad. We shouldn't eat processed foods. I'm not against that message. Nothing wrong with him saying that. But when he lists almost every single carb source out there and says this is all bad, it's ruining your gut. There's something you need to know about Eddie. You have a child, let's call them a 10-year-old child, and you're saying, you know what? I know you want to eat that banana and that apple, but you can't have it anymore. It's sugar. This is sugar. It is shit. But Mom, I want to have some rice with my steak tonight. You don't get to eat rice. Arroz, none for you. No come arroz in Spanish, we would say. And so the child says, Mama, quiere beber leche? And the mom says, I'm sorry, you can't drink milk. There's lactose, there's sugar in that milk. And then the child says, well, what can I have? And they say, oh, beber agua. That's it. You get water. That's it. And so do you really think that parents around the world should only be feeding their kids steaks and eggs from now on? Drink milk, that's it? Because this is shit? And so let's now talk about the elephant in the room. Literally, Eddie Abbew. Eddie Abbew is a former professional bodybuilder. He stood on stage against the likes of Ronnie Coleman, an 8-time Mr. Olympia champion. He was an IFBB pro. How many of you think he was natural? Now remember, Eddie has cooked up glucose tolerance. He can't handle carbs effectively now, and he's only in his early 60s. Why do you think that's the case? Eddie's going to say it's because he ate processed and shit food his entire life. Do you really think that Eddie ate a horrible diet when he was a professional bodybuilder competing at sub 5% body fat? Pretty sure he ate pretty good. Probably ate chicken, broccoli, and rice. What else would he eat? And so Eddie would have us believe that it's the rice, because rice is sugar. But in reality, does anyone think that Eddie did not abuse performance-enhancing drugs, namely steroids, growth hormone, and insulin? Raise your hand if you think he did none of these things. Not many hands out there, and those are your hands up. Are you just stretching? Because what are you, an idiot? And so what happens is when you abuse performance-enhancing drugs and you get older, your body can become kind of like a type 2 diabetic. This is caused from abusing insulin, growth hormone, and so on. And so now that you're older, rather than blaming the PEDs, it's cooler to blame the food industry. Wake the fuck up, everyone. The reason I have horrible blood work has nothing to do with the fact that I was 320 pounds of muscle half of my life. It has nothing to do with the fact that I was abusing these PDs. It's because the food industry tricked me. It said I could eat carbs. Carbs are the enemy. If only you were to follow a keto or carnivore diet, you'd be perfect. All health consequences would go away. And so when Eddie says that all carbs, all sugars are created equal, It would be like me saying that all supplements are the same. Creatine, steroid. Pre-workout, steroid. Beta-alanine, steroid. L-citrulline, steroid. ActiBuilder, steroid. GO2 Max, steroid. Turk Builder, also a steroid. Wake the fuck up. All supplements are steroids. They're all bad. Don't take any of them. Would you think that's a fair statement? Steroids are bad. Don't take steroids. Remember, never ever break the law and only use steroids with the advice and consent from your own doctor. And I am not a doctor. But if I made a post on Instagram and said, all supplements are steroids, and someone in the comment section said, actually, creatine isn't a steroid. It's been approved. It's been safe. WADA doesn't ban it. It's not a steroid. All supplements are steroids. If I said that, what would you think? You'd probably write a comment. I don't agree with you, Coach Greg. And then somebody would make a video about Coach Greg and say, Coach Greg said that all supplements are steroids. I disagree. You'd say, oh, you're using him for clout. You're just using Coach Greg for clout. You're jealous. You're a hater. Am I a hater or am I an educator? Just because they rhyme doesn't mean they're two and one the same. And so you guys really think that the average person can't handle eating a blueberry? That tomatoes are going to somehow ruin your body? That the grapes, it's just sugar, that there's no antioxidants, that there's no nutritional value whatsoever?
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
And so what's happening is Eddie Abbew's fame, it's getting to his head. I've seen him out walking in public, people taking photos of him, greeting him, telling him, hey, tell us the line. Wake the cook, wake the cook, wake the cook. This is shit. He never reached this level of fame when he was a professional bodybuilder. Apparently anyone knew him. Did you know of Eddie Abbew before he said this is shit? I did, but did you? And so the fame's gotten to his head. And how do you increase the fame? You say more and more redonkulous things. He's trending, he has more followers than Coach Greg. He's doing amazing. But just because I call him out doesn't mean I'm jealous or envious. I have all that I need in my life. I don't need to be Eddie Abbew. And one thing I do have is my health. I would argue that Eddie does not. And so the problem is people are not smart enough to understand the good from the bad, the positive from the negative. And so whatever Eddie Abbew says, people think, oh, that's great information. He's a nurse. But they don't understand is some of the stuff that he says is good, but some of it is bad. And what he's doing here is fear mongering. Under no circumstances should any of you think that fruit is sugar, fructose is bad. The fructose you get from fruits is healthy. You should eat more fruit in your diet. And for the vast majority of people, 99%, this is going to be a net positive. The problem is many people think keto, carnivore, that is the answer. That's the secret to weight loss. After all, when I went low carb, I lost a lot of weight. Little did I know that the reason for that is because carbs hold 3 times their weight in water. And so when you go on a low carb diet, you're losing a lot of water. You see the scale weight go down, you're thinking, wow, I burned off so much fat. But what you did is you dehydrated your body, you lost water weight. Thanks, Eddie. I've started eating cardboard. And Eddie is more quick to jump on sugar as being bad for you than cardboard. Fruit sugar isn't the same as cereal sugar, LOL. Nothing from Mother Earth is bad. And so think of it. It grows naturally in nature, a strawberry, a potato, some rice, all bad. It's sugar. Remember, our bodies have evolved to be able to use sugar. Now, let me ask you this, Eddie. When I'm in my bike race, 73 kilometers, of which I'm doing in under 2 hours, burning close to 2,000 calories, and I'm starting to run low on energy, should I then eat an egg, perhaps 6 eggs? Or do you think my body would prefer sugar? And so if I'm in that bike race and I pull out and eat a banana, you going to try to tell me that this is bad? That it's better that I just consume whole eggs? That I fast every other day? And that Eddie eats over 3,000 calories a day, but yet, have you noticed how often he says he eats? Have you noticed he breaks his fast with 10 eggs and some tomato soup, a little bit of paste on it? How is he eating all those calories? Is in the second meal of that day, he's eating 2,000 plus calories? And he's going on certain fasts, he's eating every other day sometimes. What is his diet actually like in the real world? Eddie, you have a duty as you've made a lot of people listen, young and old. So when you post shit that is full of agenda to suit a fake narrative, it's pretty sad to see. Eating blueberries certainly ain't the same as having a bowl of fortified cereal. Please post the good on fire posts again. This is just trash talk. And so it's not just me. Other people are starting to wake the fuck up and realize that Eddie is a meme. He's a joke in the fitness industry. Nonsense and misleading. Fruit is extremely good for your health, and robust evidence shows that. Stop demonizing food that is good for people without evidence. People are already confused with nutrition without this kind of misinformation. And then we have fools in the comment section saying, how are people even arguing about this in the comments? They're arguing with this because he's wrong. You really think that fruit is bad for us? I mean, imagine what Abby Sharp would say. Remember Abby Sharp, the shark attack lady? She should do a video talking about why Eddie Abbew's information is nonsense. And just because somebody like Coach Greg's calling out Eddie Abbew doesn't mean I'm jealous. It means I'm smart. I know enough to call out the bullshit from people who are very famous. If I call out the bullshit of somebody that has no views whatsoever, you're not going to watch as many videos. But when I tell you that fruit is healthy, of which does it not seem that I'm making it abundantly clear that fruit is something that you should eat, that I included in my freaking cookbook, that if you eat more fruits and vegetables, of course, it's going to help you to lose weight, keep it off for the rest of your life. And so what people are going to say in his defense are, Greg, he's telling you not to eat processed food. This is good. Why are you attacking him? It's because of what else he's saying. Everyone knows that eating a bunch of shit food, junk food every day is not healthy. We already know it. He's stating the obvious. But then he goes out and says other things and people believe that that is true. Just because you say 9 things in a row that are true doesn't mean the 10th thing that you're going to say is also true. That is ridiculous. And so when he says fruit is bad for you, that all foods here listed are sugar, it's not true. If you want to see Eddie Abbew debate Coach Greg on any of this, I'm welcome to do so at any time. He will not do it. He does not dare because he will not be able to answer your questions. He will just say, the food is shit. I will give you reasons why it's not. He will not know what to say. He will say, it's shit. He'll say, wake up. Saying a bunch of curse words doesn't make you smart, doesn't make you knowledgeable. It makes you a fool. And so if you want to believe him, go ahead and believe him. I tried. I did my best. In the meantime, I'm going to keep eating my fruit, I'm going to keep racing bikes, and I'm going to continue to be honest. And so please, all the haters, write whatever you want in the comment sections. Don't care making the video. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video if you liked it. Watch one of those 2 bloops, and of course, the cookbooks, the Circle Diet book. And so if you want to purchase any of this, the clothing line and all this kind of stuff, code Greg 15% off. Don't forget about coaching plans by me and my team, phone consults if you want the free diet and training program. Course, it's close to 50 pages. Head over to my website, become one of the 300,000 plus newsletter subscribers. Head over there right now, and until next time, I am out.